if we move to string programs, then our idea is that we have done a lot of string programs earlier, but there we always treated the string as a character array and individually dealt with the characters. Now, as you know, I had already told you in a string there is an option of %s. You have always generally scanned character by character. However, if you scan it not by %c but by %s, then what %s does is it scans a word, that is until it finds a blank space or it finds an enter. It understands that a word has been entered because between two words you will be giving a gap. So that blank space indicates to %s that your scanning is over. The entire word has been scanned till now. So that's why a %s is generally used for scanning a word as a whole. So if you have to scan a word as a whole, then you know that the word will be a character array like this. If I write char s, say 10, it is a character array of 10 characters. Now till now within this there could have been blank spaces, there could have been enters also that you scan, but if you scan by %s, it scans still the blank space or the enter, which means it can scan a word as a whole. So this is indicating I will enter, if I scan by %s, I will enter a character array of maximum 10 letters. So the word can be of 10 letters. If you want to increase it, maybe 20, but not more than 20 letters you can afford in a word, is not so? A word is not generally more, it's not bigger than 20 letters. So char s20 should be enough in that case, if I have to scan it word by word. But then scanning has to be done by %s. If you do by %c, you are scanning character by character. You can do as much things as you like with %c also. But %s is an extra facility that is given to you to scan word by word. Now for that, what is to be done? We can now tell the user printf, I will show you what happens, enter a word. I tell the user enter a word, and it is expected user will enter a word. The word as a whole can be scanned by %s. Now what is the character array? When you are scanning, remember you are scanning with a for loop because you had to scan when you are doing it not by %s but by %c. Then you are scanning it character by character. So even to scan a word you needed %c. To scan a sentence definitely you need %c. Here also to scan a sentence, if you have to scan a sentence in %s, you will need a for loop. But if you use %c to scan even a word, then you will need a for loop. But %s can scan a word as a whole, so you don't need a for loop to scan a word. Just %s should be enough. But the word as a whole is s. Within s the word is present. When you declare char s20, you can expect s is a pointer, like it is an array. If you write int a20, a is a pointer containing the address of the location from where the array begins. So s is also an array. From here the characters begin. The characters of the word begin, or the characters of the string begin, or the sentence begin, whatever way you would like to think of it. However, if you scan it by %s, you are scanning the word as a whole. So over here, what do you need to write? You need to write the first. If you have to scan the entire word as a whole, you need to scan all the characters as a whole, not s0, s1, s2, s3 like that. You have to scan s as a whole. So what should you write? You should write s over here. Will you write ampersand? No, only s. Because remember, s itself is the address from where the scanning should begin. The characters that you enter should be put in starting from this address s. Like you write ampersand s0. Why do you write ampersand s0? The address of s0. Because this is s0. This is s1. This is s2. So you write ampersand s0, ampersand s1, ampersand s2, and so on. So these are the addresses. However, if you write s itself is the address, starting address, and it scans the entire word as a whole. So all the characters will be scanned starting from that address. So only s is enough, you don't need an ampersand. Because in scanf you put an ampersand to indicate the address. Here S itself is the address. So scanf %s will scan the word as a whole. Now after that, if you print that word, printf, the word you entered, if you write %s, then remember %s means you are trying to print the word as a whole. So all the characters, so what will you have to write? S. You may say S is an address. Why should I write S? In printf we generally put content. S is an address, should I put S? Yes, it is an exception. For %s in printf an address can go. S is an address. But it will not need star or something like that, because you are going to print this as a whole, the word as a whole. The whole thing is an exception. Whenever you needed to print the elements of an array, you printed it like S0, S1, S2, S3. But percentage is a special facility where you can print all the characters of the array one by one just by using one %s. So from where to start? Starting from S you print. You don't need to put the content. The address, putting the address is enough. So here if you print it like this, it should be printed. Let me comment this out and try to run it and see what happens. And the first line was also an explanation, need to comment it out. So let me run this program now. Alt-R, enter. So see, enter a word. If I write hello, see hello is printed. Is not so? Now interesting, you see, because you have scanned hello. When you said hello, what happened actually? What happened was you have written enter a word and scanf %s. So over here what did you do? You just typed in hello and pressed enter. As soon as you pressed enter, the cursor went over here to the next line. But the scanning stops, because with an enter the scanning stops. That is what scanf %s does. So see, what it does is it stops with an enter. The scanning stops with an enter, firstly. Next, it scans the word. As soon as it finds a blank space or an enter, it stops scanning. So now when you print, so HELLO was placed over here. When you written hello, H was placed over here, then E was placed over here, E was placed over here, L was placed over here, similarly L was placed over here, and O was placed over here. Please understand this. Is not it so? So you can understand in this way, hello, the characters of hello has been placed in the memory. Now when you are saying printf, word you enter is %s, starting from S, it prints the entire word hello. Now one thing it does also, see, in scanf does a special thing also. It scans the hello. You have pressed the hello and typed the hello and pressed enter. As soon as you press enter, it starts scanning. % starts scanning. Because it is %, it scans the word as a whole. And as soon as it finds a blank space or an enter, it stops scanning. Now it puts in the characters one by one in memory. Now in the last memory location after it is ended, it puts 0. The character whose ASCII value is 0. I think you get my point. The character whose ASCII value is 0. Like H. H is put as what? 65 is A. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So 72 is put over here. Similarly, E for E, A, B, C, D, E. 97, 98, 99, 100, 101 is put over here. Similarly, that character whose ASCII value is 0 is put over here. So 0, the number 0 is put over here to indicate that the array ends over here. Otherwise, there is no way. When you print by %s, how will the printf understand where to stop? It understands this %s actually prints till the 0 is found. This %s prints till the 0 is found. So as soon as it finds a 0, it stops printing. It starts from S. You have written S. So it starts from the S address and starts printing all the characters kept and stops when? Stops when it finds this 0. So this is how this runs. Once more I run it and show you. Hello I write. See, when I write this hello, till now, nothing has happened. When I press the enter, scanning will begin. As soon as scanning will begin, it will stop if it gets a enter or a space, blank space, because you have written %. It scans a word. So that HELLO will be put in the memory locations followed by a 0. So it has printed, when you printed %s, it printed HELLO, and finding a 0, it stops. What will happen if while entering, you enter hello world? Can you guess what will happen? I will tell you what. When you press the enter, it will start scanning. It will scan HELLO and find a blank space. It will stop scanning because % scans a word. As soon as it finds a blank space, it will stop scanning. And at the end of the scanning, what will it put? It will put a 0 in space of the blank space. So WORLD world will not be scanned. What will happen as a result? As a result, when it prints, when you print the %s, only hello will be printed. See what happened? I repeat once more. You have written hello world. So HELLO space WORLD. You have entered and pressed an enter. As soon as you press an enter, it scans. It scans HELLO, finds a blank space, immediately stops scanning. So it puts HELLO in the consecutive memory locations. Followed by a 0, it enters in the next memory location and goes out. Now you print %s. So what is printed? The hello is printed till the 0 is found. So it finds a 0 after O, it stops printing, it prints only the hello. I think you understand this. Is not it so? You understand this? When you have written hello world, what happened? It only scanned till the blank space up to this, and it printed, and it actually kept in HELLO, found a blank space. As soon as it found a blank space, stopped scanning and put in this 0 over here, and you are printing, it is printing 0. See, interesting thing is, here also a flush stdin should be written, because if you don't write this, this world will remain in your keyboard buffer. If you print once more, this world will be printed. Is not it so? Like over here, if you just write this whole thing once more, printf, another word you entered, another word you entered is %s followed by s. Then in this example, it should print the word because it is there in your buffer. You can check it, alt-r. Will it print? Will it print s? If you print, will it print s? What will it print? It will again print hello. See, you are writing enter a word. You are writing hello world. It will print. Word you entered is hello. Another word you entered is also hello. Why? Because you are again printing this s only. So s contained the hello. But in the meantime, if you scan again, if you scanf %s, and now you scan in another variable or maybe in s itself, another scan, now it will print world. See what happens. Sorry, hello world. See what happens. Word you entered is hello, another word you entered is world. Why? Because you have scanned, this world remained in the buffer. The first scanning happened till hello. This 0 was entered. Now again you have written %s. What happens? It is waiting for another scan, but the words, the characters are there in the buffer. It gets the WORLD, so it immediately scans that WORLD, and it gets the WORLD, it puts it in a memory location and follows it with a 0. When you print it, it prints that world. Is not it so? So I think you understand this. So you can run this program maybe only with hello. What will happen this time? The word you entered is hello. See, if I press enter, it will not go out. It is waiting for your another scan. You have not entered. Nothing is there in the buffer, so it cannot scan anything. It is not going out. See, I am pressing enter continuously. It is going to the next line but not going out. Now we enter world. It scans the world and writes another word you entered is world. Is not it so? So it is scanning it word by word. I think you understand. However, see, if you write over here hello world, it will not wait. It will not wait for your scanning again, because it gets it from the buffer. World is there in the buffer. So if you write a flush stdin over here, it will again wait for you because the buffer is cleared. See this, a flush stdin written over here. What will happen now? See this, Alt R enter. You may write hello world, but it will still wait for you. It will only print the word you entered is hello. It is now waiting for you because another scanf is there. Until and unless you again enter something, it will not print, because this scanf percentage is not working, because it did not get anything in this world. It did not get in the buffer. F flush stdin cleared it. I think you get this. Now I will tell you something new. Over here I get rid of these lines. Scanning a character, printing that character, I get rid of these things. Now I have printed the word you entered is this. Next what? Next, if I want to print it character by character again, can I do it? See, how is this string present internally? It is present as a character array. So see, when you scanf %s and written hello, HELLO was present as character by character. Will not you agree with me? It is present in the memory location character by character. So what is S0? S0 is H. What is S1? S1 is E. What is S2? S2 is L. What is S3? S3 is L. What is S4? S4 is O, and so on. What is S5? S5 is 0. So if I have to print it character by character, I can do that also. I can print S0, S1, S2 and so on. So can I use a for loop again and write for I equal to 0? I don't know what is the ending point, I plus plus. What can I do? Cannot I printf %c followed by si? What I mean to say, see, I is 0. So S0 will be printed. What is S? S is hello, because starting from S, hello is present. But what is S0? H. So I is 0, H is printed. I plus plus, I becomes 1. So S1, E is printed. I plus plus, I is 2. So S2, L is printed. I plus plus, I3. So S3, L is printed. I plus plus, I4. S4 is O. O is printed. Now how will I stop? Getting a 0 I should stop. So cannot I write SI not equal to 0 till SI is not equal to 0, you keep on printing the characters one by one. Cannot you do that? Here you should put a /n so that it goes to the next line, and in the next line again character by character you are printing. So what are you printing? You are printing hello itself. Is not it so? Here you can, here I have printed word you entered is %s. So it will print hello. But here also it will print hello. Is not it so? Just this thing you can think is the replacement of your printing by %s. Till si is not equal to 0, you print %c. So printf %s basically does this only. Till it is not equal to 0, it prints all the characters one by one. It prints it as a string. You can check it once more. Sorry, I not declared. I needs declaration, so int I is needed. Now you run it. Enter a word. Say hello. The word you entered is hello. That is because of the %s printing. Now because of the character by character printing, what has it printed? HELLO separately, but the hello is printed. So you can print it like this also. Is not it so? See, F flush stdin is there. So even if you write word, it will print it word, it will avoid it over, it will flush the buffer. And if you want to print something after this, if you want to scan something after this, it will not scan, nothing is there in the buffer. So that part you had already understand earlier. Here you understand that you can access the characters of the string one by one using %c also. Now one thing I can do over here, see, after %c if I put a gap, then what will happen? You are printing it character by character. See what happens. Hello you are entering. So if you print it by %s, it will print hello. But when you printed it character by character with a blank in between, see, you can access it character by character, blanks in between. By %s you could never do that, because if you do it by %s, then %s is taking all the characters one by one till 0 is encountered. But over here you are printing it character by character, so you can put in gaps in between. Do you understand this? I think this is quite okay. Now can you do some change? Like, is it possible that now you change the entire word to uppercase like we used to do? We can do that. That is possible. So over here I can write for I equal to, firstly you print the word you entered is %s. Now here what you do is you change the characters one by one. For I equal to 0, same logic, si not equal to 0, that has to be there. Otherwise how do you know that the string has ended or the word has entered? You are actually accessing it word by word. Remember, if you have to deal with a sentence containing many words, you will need an array of strings in this concept. Isn't it so? Anyway, I am coming back to that. For I equal to 0, si not equal to 0, I plus plus. Now what will I do? I will check what are these characters. If si is a small letter, that is, if si is greater than equal to 97 and si is less than equal to 122, it is a small case character. What to do? You just change it to uppercase. How to do that? Change it between 65 to 90. 97 to 122 map to 65 to 90. There is 32 to be subtracted. You know this. You have learned this earlier. So 32 to be subtracted from si will change it to uppercase character. Si minus equal to 32. So the string is being changed. This si is being changed. Now you print the characters one by one. All caps will be printed. Is not it so? I think you understand. Let me run it. You have just changed all the character by character. You have changed it to uppercase. So let me run it. Hello. The word you entered is hello. Then all in caps it is printed. See, interesting. If you write hello 1 2 3, then also nothing will happen. It will work properly. Hello 1 2 3 is printed. Then character by character converted to uppercase. 1 2 3 not touched because it is not between 97 to 122. You understand this? If here you can avoid this gap also, then it will be printed in uppercase normally, like over here hello. The word you entered is hello, then change to uppercase, all uppercase, hello, hello is printed. Is not it so? I think you understand this. However, don't you understand that because you have changed the string itself to uppercase. See, you worked on the character array itself. On S you checked, like H you checked individually, S0 you checked, S1 you checked, S2 you checked. You checked it character by character and changed the character directly within the memory location. So here, instead of printing it character by character, even if you printf after changing to all caps, after changing to all caps, the word is %s and you just print this s, then also hello will be printed. You can avoid these lines. You can avoid printing it character by character and print it as a string with %s. Still s will print it in caps because you have changed the content of the array itself. See, S0, S1, S2, S3, like that you changed. So definitely it will print the entire thing in caps again. See, Alt or Enter. If you write hello The word you entered is hello. After changing to all caps, the word is hello. So do you understand this? Do you get this point? How you do it? How you do individually? Now, how will you now access many a sentence containing many words? How is that possible? You can do many things, but how you do? By changing all the many words will be there in one sentence. How is that possible? Is not it? You understand? I will not teach it over here. You will take a bit of break over here. We will come back with more programs with single words, and then we will go to many words or a sentence containing many words. But just to make you understand, don't you understand that if I have to do with many words, then many words means many strings, because S is one string. If you have to do it by %S, S is only one string or one word. If you have to access the concept of %S, then S will access one word. If you have to access many words, you will need a 2D character array. Otherwise, you will have to do by %C in a way we used to do. If you have to do it with a 2D character array, you can go like this. This will mean 20 words. Each word containing how many? Each word containing 20 characters. Is not it so? However, we will come back to it, but prior to that we will do some more programs with strings with one word string. That is a string that is one word with %S will do, and then we will go with sentences, how to go ahead with it. Thank you very much. We will come back after a break.